So, Matt, I just want to take a couple minutes to being a proprietor, an owner, and also working with somebody else. I wanted you to talk about the value of partnerships, because you have a partner. It's a business partner, a personal partner. You're like a partner to this neighborhood. You're a partner to your clients, all the people that work with you. What do you feel? What is the overriding kind of thing a person needs, or not morals, standards to like create or find? It's hard to find partners in anything in life. So what's the key to holding them and maintaining them, I would say?
Well, I mean, we often talk about how the world that we live in these days, we're so virtual, we're so in our phones. I think that we're all desperate for real life interactions. So as much, even though we started online, and we love having the brick and mortar, because there's nothing like seeing a customer and having a conversation and hearing what they have to say and sharing ideas and sharing your lives together. And I think it's maintaining those relationships, and that's a fun part. I mean, just being online and sitting in a warehouse and filling in an order, that's very cold. Whereas having a real interaction with people, that's real life. And I think people ultimately are desperate for that.
Right.
I mean, especially, I remember after when we first reopened in the middle of the lockdown, or towards the end of the lockdown, people were so excited to come in and just have a real conversation, because we lacked that for 3 months.
Yeah, and I bet people are going to start coming in now that it's getting darker and cooler and they can't hang out with their friends. Right. They'll probably come in and say, "Hey, Matt, how's it going?" and stuff. So that is one key point. But in terms of like business partner or working with some of the people who work with you and support your visions and your creations, what is the key? I mean, some of it's serendipitous and it's just who people are as people, but to maintain and hold a connection with partners, like whether it's personal or professional or a combination of both, what would you think your underlying responsibility is? That sounds weird, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, what makes it work for you?
I think it's just being a decent human being. I mean, I'd like to think that I have a good relationship with all of our vendors and manufacturers. I think it's just caring about people, and we want them to do well, because if they do well, hopefully we'll do well, and it's just being a decent person, I think.
Just being a good person, a good neighbor. And I guess just a follow-up on that is people, you and Enrique, went after a goal and dream. It's shifted, it's grown, it keeps growing. What would you tell people who are thinking about pursuing anything that might be an interest of theirs in any kind of direction? What kind of encouragement would you give them?
It's having your own thing is amazing. I mean, there's nothing like having your own business and knowing that every bit of energy you put into it, it's for your business, as opposed to when you work for someone else. Maybe you don't necessarily feel that way. But I think that there's a certain amount of, for a small business owner, there's a certain amount of dedication that you put into it that you've got to, if you're going to do it, you got to jump in, full speed ahead. And not everybody's cut out for it. I mean, especially during the pandemic, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would much rather go in and punch the clock and get a paycheck than, be worried about sales and is my business going to survive. But yeah, for me, it's about, loving what you've created and just being 120% invested and obsessed with it, and just sticking it out, in good times and bad.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you, Matt. And let's just tell everybody where we are again. We're on 49th Street between 10th and 11th.
Between 9th and 10th.
I mean, oh, my goodness. Look at me. I'm tired, I guess. 9th and 10th. I just made up something. And do you want to give them the exact address?
It's 445 West 49th Street.
Yep. And it's fabulous. It's fine and dandy, and you will feel fine and dandy whenever you come in or even walk by. It brightens up if I walk down the street, I just get excited seeing the windows. It's so much fun. Thank you, Matt, so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.